There's so much misinformation and disinformation out there, especially with the era of AI, in which anybody can make a clip, but we have not reached, quite that point in which you can have a realistic clip of people talking and, the sound, etc. But every once in a while, I stumble upon clips of Kamala Harris, such as this one, which is so outrageous that I had to do a double take and make sure that this thing is real, and she did say this. And she was talking about how people pass the babies from the back of crowds up to her so she could take a picture with the baby, and then the baby travel all the way back to the back of the crowd that was there to watch her speeches or something. I have essentially spoiled you the next couple minutes. But you need to understand that Kamala is becoming my new Meghan Markle, but in this in this case, she's making more content and faster because, well, she's got a book to sell. And now you absolutely need to watch this and judge for yourself. Let's comment on this.
One of my favorite things to see, and it would always happen spontaneously at our rallies, and thousands of people would come.
In buses, bussed to her rallies, very well.
And there, it would happen is invariably somebody would want me to take a picture or to hug their child.
Uh-huh.
And someone in the back would hand that baby over through the crowd.
Like a concert, right? When the singer just throws himself and does crowd surfing. I don't know if that is the term. So somebody at the back will actually literally pass the baby from person to person up to Kamala Harris. It is incredible that in the era in which everybody has basically a camera in their pocket, that is so nice, and nobody had ever caught that on film, on video, on any clips whatsoever. So, but I guess it was so fast, and everybody was so touched by the moment that nobody cared to get their phones out.
Up to you.
People who would
bless the baby,
but pass the baby.
See.
And then pass the baby back.
Pass the baby back.
I find it baffling. It's incredible. I'm impressed. I'm actually impressed about these people who interview her, who are looking at her like straight in the eye and are listening to her words. She's speaking this way, and they're just nodding in approval. I mean, how can you do that without bursting in laughter or just the slightest pushback? I don't understand. I can understand that is the idea behind these interviews. Having this is nothing political. This is something friendly to sell books. But no, just the fact that the guy keeps a straight face and doesn't burst out laughing. That is awesome. That is impressive.
And I don't know. There was something about that when it would happen. I mean, I could get very emotional about it right now, but
is she drunk?
I believe that we should always feel that the children of the community are the children of the community.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That like in communism, like your kids belong to us.
Yeah.
Of all of us, that
our next leaders, our next thinkers,
and that we all participate in caring about that child.
The Longhouse.
Yeah.
And in caring for that child.
Yeah.
And there was just something about that.
And seeing the baby travel from the parent.
Yes, and the parent trusted the stranger that was next to them, who trusted the next person.
Of all the things that never happened, this one never happened the most. I mean, that's something I haven't said that joke in a while, but this deserves it. Of all the things that never happened, this never happened the most. I mean, how can anybody believe this?
And all of them as though it was their own child.
Yeah.
there was something so magical in many ways about that, and about affirming, about you can create an environment where people feel safe and feel a sense of communal responsibility and community.
Communal responsibility, communal. Yeah, that's pretty much communism. I'm pretty sure that she's going to vote for Ma'am Danny if she could.
Yeah.
You know, many of us had the blessing of growing up where, you know, the neighbors were watching out for all the kids.
Right. It was a neighborhood. Your neighborhood was the community.
Right.
Was
and
the tribe.
There's so much about where we are right now that has caused people to feel alone, or to feel outside, or to feel like they don't belong.
No, I disagree. I think that, in fact, Kamala has helped us rally behind. In 2024, Kamala Harris helped a lot of people, not only in the United States, but all over the world, to rally against her whatever ideas she had, whatever crazy future was expected of the United States if she became the president. So, yeah, she helped. I'm gonna give it to her. She helped us organize and rally behind making sure that she didn't get elected. So in that sense, well, she created a wonderful community. And I know that so many of you are here and the Power Pundit because of that. So we can thank Kamala for it.
And this was just the opposite of that. And I hold on to that. I talk about that kind of thing in the book, and I hope that there is something about what I've written and shared that reminds people about how we all felt, because we're still those same people.
That part.
And we can't let circumstances or one election strip us of those kinds of feelings.
Those kinds of feelings, yes. Pass the baby. No, we need to find a way. We need to find a way to create a meme out of this. Like pass the gravy, pass the baby, pass the Hennessy or something like that. That's what Kamala Harris has done. And I need to remind you, I know that I say this over and over again, but almost 75 million people voted for Kamala Harris. Again, maybe we can say maybe 10 million were non-existent, but 65 million people voted for Kamala Harris. Okay, Donald Trump won the popular vote, but you understand that 65 million people voted for this. After listening to her speeches, after listening to her interviews, people were actually, well, I could say, I'm sorry, Kamala, but I have to say this. Many people were like Quentin Tarantino, and I remember making a video about Quentin Tarantino. I love his movies, by the way, but I can't help but remember what he said. I don't care what she says. I don't care what comes out of her mouth. I'm going to vote for her. That's what he said. And I think that that's the way that many people in the United States, felt like that. It's like there was this widespread Trump derangement syndrome that no matter what Kamala Harris did, they were going to vote for her, rally for her, stand in line for her. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. And that is an actual problem. I'm not saying that, okay, you absolutely had to vote for Donald Trump. I'm saying that the problem is that people were not having the critical thinking or the true story of so many things. And that is the problem with hoaxes, like the very fine people hoaxed that I think that Obama was still talking about that and Biden was still mentioning like 1 month ago. And how these hoaxes are perpetuated by the same people who want to remain in power with all these policies that have just hurt the United States. And the same policies are hurting so many countries on the Western world. So yeah, these people are there just because of a bunch of lies that they have created. And the really good thing, I shouldn't be talking ill about Biden. Yeah, Biden is a criminal. His whole family are criminals. But Biden was the one who endorsed Kamala hours after he was stabbed in the back. So we got Kamala, especially thanks to Biden. So again, we are thankful of Kamala of creating this community of people against her, and we should be thankful of Biden for creating the Kamala monster. So again, there are always silver lining in the horizon, and one should be thankful for those moments and those experiences. But again, I would love to know what you think about this in the comments. Remember that this is my political commentary channel. You're not in the Body Language Guy. No, you're in the Power Pundit. And maybe you're not subscribed. Time to fix it. Subscribe and hit that bell so that you don't miss any of my political ranting. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Power Pundit. Much love and bliss.